You're consciously shifting your tasks to high value, high energy so that you can keep your energy levels high and you're not spending 60 or 80% of your week doing stuff you hate in the business. So I want you to think about that too, in terms of really being conscious and aware of the tasks that you do, what brings you joy, what you love to do, what brings you high energy, and making a plan to do more of that and starting to delegate the other things that don't add value or bring you high levels of energy. Well, hello everyone, Josh here. Welcome to another episode of the Ignite podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about why your energy matters. And so this is a little bit of a different flavor to some of the last couple of episodes that we've recorded, but this is all about you as a business owner managing your energy throughout the day to be as effective and as efficient as you possibly can. And I want to talk to you about why it matters, as well as some techniques and strategies that you can start to use to structure your days and your weeks so that you are, as much as possible, keeping your energy high throughout the day. So let's get into it. First things first, why does this matter? So I want you to think about a time where you snapped at someone, you were irrational, you made a bad decision, you said something that you wish you hadn't. All of those are examples of you being emotionally overwhelmed or dysregulated and not being in the right headspace and not having the right energy for that moment. So you might have been tired, you might have been frustrated, you might have been overwhelmed, you might have just been literally stressed up to the eyeballs and someone came and asked you just some kind of minuscule thing, or someone called you, or just something small happened, but your reaction was over the top. That is an example of why your energy matters. Because once you've acted or reacted in that way to a staff member, to a client, to someone on your team, to a husband or a wife or a child, you can't take that stuff back. And so that's why it's so important that you manage your energy throughout the day so that as much as possible, you are in a peak position of the right headspace, the right energy levels. You're not going for that fourth coffee or the sixth coffee or the sugary thing in the afternoon just as a bit of a pick-me-up. You're being strategic about your days and your weeks so that you're keeping your energy levels high, or as high as possible, so that you're making good decisions, you're the best version of yourself, you can be the best leader to your team, you can be a leader to your clients as well. And for those of you who have, husband, wife and kids and all that sort of stuff, when you go home, you don't just fall in a heap and watch TV on the couch and don't talk to anyone. You actually have energy left over so that you can play with your little ones, you can have a meaningful conversation. You're not just that grumpy person that comes home from work every day in a bad mood and everyone kind of tiptoes around you. So it's really, really important that we manage our energy. Yeah, super important. So, I've learned all that sort of stuff the hard way. I've been that grumpy person coming home from the office and, had a few tough conversations with my wife about you need to get it together, buddy, and all those sorts of things. So managing your energy is really, really important. So yeah, if your energy sucks, you'll just make bad decisions. People won't respect you and, you'll start to regret some of those decisions that you're making. So let's talk about some strategies now. That's kind of the why, and that's why it's important, but also if you don't get on top of it, and I'm sure some of the things that I just said, I'm sure resonate with you. You've probably been that grumpy person or made those bad decisions or been snappy or brash. That's kind of the why and why it's important and what happens if you don't get on top of this. Let's talk now about, some strategies to manage your energy throughout the day. We're really talking about self-awareness here. We're really talking about you as a business owner building that level of EQ, emotional intelligence, to monitor yourself and manage yourself throughout the day. And I've always said to our boardroom clients, our boardroom coaching clients, that your IQ, as you step into a business owner role, your IQ matters way less than your EQ. So how smart you are and how well you can do that equation and solve that problem for the client and write the report and all that sort of stuff matters way less then your ability to, like your EQ, your emotional intelligence, your ability to regulate your emotions, your ability to see when someone else needs help and support, or to see when someone else has been overwhelmed and change your style or change your tact or change your approach to meet them where they're at to get the best outcome for your clients, your team, your staff, all that sort of stuff. So I've always said to our boardroom members, like, EQ matters. So what we're talking about here is it's EQ. And it's also having a level of awareness around you, because everyone's different. Like someone's, like your mate down the road or someone else that you talk to, their routine or the way they structure their days in the weeks might work for them, but it might not work for you. So this is about you going inwards, understanding yourself a bit more, and being able to structure your days and your weeks in a way that keeps your energy as high as possible. So things like, if you're a morning person and you get your best big picture thinking done in the morning, well, your calendar looks like that. So you've got time blocked out on your calendar for the first couple of hours of each morning to do big picture thinking stuff, or to work on more detailed analysis or assessments, or whatever your role requires. But recognizing that your mornings is your deep big picture thinking time, so that's blocked out accordingly in your calendar. Then I've seen a lot of people break up their day with gym at lunchtime, or going for a run, or just a walk, or some kind of thing to go, I need to do something in the middle of my day to break up my day so that my afternoons are full of high energy, as opposed to just continuing to work through, sitting at your desk with your lunch on the keyboard, continuing to work through and your energy levels just slowly deteriorating, and then you're that person that goes home grumpy. So structure your days and your weeks according to your energy levels. So yeah, deep thinking time in the morning, maybe your time in the afternoon is for meetings. And then you're probably sitting here going, yeah, that's great, Josh, but what if a client asks for a meeting in the morning? Well, then that's a decision that you've got to make. And this comes back to setting boundaries. So yeah, sometimes I get it. You can't move client meetings, but I would say 8 times out of 10, if you wrote back and said, hey, would it be okay if we move that meeting to an afternoon, or to tomorrow afternoon, or to another time that suits you? 8 times out of 10, the client will be like, no problem. But we just don't ask because we're so afraid of, conflict, and we're so afraid of seeming to be pushing back on what our clients want and all those sorts of things. So to manage your energy also needs you to set boundaries, to increase your level of self-respect and self-esteem by actually asking for what you want that serves you, putting the needs of you ahead of other people. So we've talked about your calendar in terms of managing your days and your weeks. So again, just sit down. I've had plenty of our boardroom members do this. They just literally sit down and map out an ideal week and just go, cool, Mondays are for this, Tuesdays are for this, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, etc. for this. They map it out in big kind of colored blocks. Send it to the team and go, these are my meeting blocks for certain things. So yeah, morning might be deep thinking time, morning might be report writing, morning might be X, Y, and Z. You might have different days. So I know certain clients, Thursdays is invoicing or fee proposals. You just structure your weeks accordingly to how you want to operate, to how you want to act, and to your energy levels. Have breaks in the middle for exercise or doing something to get out and refresh your mindset. And then just send it to your team and go, this is my weekly calendar. Please don't book meetings that don't match, because this is my calendar for my week. And if you can get that 80% right, your energy levels will be way, way different. Other things to talk about are your work blocks. So, you can set timers, you can work for 50 minutes and then have a 10-minute break, get up, walk around, go and do something different, stretch your legs, get your brain out of that, and then come back and sit down and work for another 50 minutes, stand up, go 10 minutes. So 50 minutes on, 10 minutes off is another great strategy for managing your energy throughout the day. The final thing that I want to talk to you about is your tasks in the business. So we ran a training very recently with our boardroom members. It's called the value and energy model. So I got our members to sit down for a 4-quadrant kind of table thingy, energy on the bottom, value on the side. And it's all about sitting down and going, of all the stuff that you do in your business right now, so what's and there's high and low. So what is high value to the business? So what's the most value to the business, but also what increases your energy? So in that box, they just sat there for 5 minutes writing down all the things that is high value to the business, but also increases their energy when they get to do it. So high value, high energy in that quadrant. Then it's obviously high value, low energy. Then it's high energy, low value, and then it's low value, low energy. And so this is all designed to get you thinking, or get our boardroom members thinking about the tasks that you do. And really 60 to 80% of your week should be in the high value, meaning highest value to the business, but also high energy means that you love doing it. Like it brings lots of value to the business, but also you really enjoy it. And then making a plan in the other 3 areas. So like example, high value, but low energy, things like having hard conversations with clients about fee proposals or, staff discipline, those sorts of things, big value to the business, but you probably hate doing it. Making a plan to start to move those tasks off your list onto someone else's list. And so doing it in a way that you get to spend 60 to 80% of your week in high value, high energy, and the rest of the week is just taken up with those little bits and pieces that you've got a plan to start to offload. But again, it won't happen unless you map it out and actually then make a plan to start to delegate. Okay, so emails are no longer with me, they're with my virtual assistant or with my admin. I'm no longer going to be doing this, that's going to go to someone else. I've got to set up a bit of a framework and a training there for you to do that. But you're consciously shifting your tasks to high value, high energy so that you can keep your energy levels high and you're not spending 60 or 80% of your week doing stuff you hate in the business. So I want you to think about that too, in terms of really being conscious and aware of the tasks that you do, what brings you joy, what you love to do, what brings you high energy, and making a plan to do more of that and starting to delegate the other things that don't add value or bring you high levels of energy. Team, I think that's it. I think that's probably enough on why your energy matters. Plenty of things there that you can kind of take away and start to build into your days and your weeks. Again, don't just leave this episode and go, that was nice information, Josh. Take action. What are the 1, 2, or 3 things that you're going to do when you hit pause on this episode or stop listening to this episode that you're going to build into your days and your weeks that actually start to make a difference to your energy levels so that you become the business owner and the business leader that you want to become, that your team need from you, and that your family and all that sort of stuff need from you as well. So I hope that helps. All right, team. So if you want to keep doing the business owner journey thing on your own, we obviously have a ton of free resources to help you. Our podcast, YouTube, website, LinkedIn profile, all those sorts of things. They're all there. There's a ton of free things there to help you on your journey. I've got a book coming out soon too, so that's pretty exciting. If you want to get some help, from an amazing community of like-minded business owners, if you just want to be shown a pathway to follow to build an incredible consultancy, I'd love to have a chat to you about our Boardroom program and how it might help you build a successful, profitable business and allow you to have the life that you truly want to live. So if that's you, if you're a business owner in engineering, town planning, surveying or architecture consultancy, and if you'd like to have a chat about Boardroom, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to have a chat. Have an amazing day.